I'll write the first part of your story in simple English with around 800 words using a third-person style without headings. The massive alien ship appeared over Seoul without warning. People stopped in the streets, cars screeched to a halt, and millions of phones pointed skyward to capture the moment humanity learned they were not alone. Diplomat Mina Kim stood on the rooftop landing pad of the United Nations building, her heart pounding as she watched the sleek metallic vessel descend. As Earth's newly appointed first contact specialist, she had trained for this moment for years, but nothing could truly prepare anyone for meeting beings from another world. "Remember, show confidence, but not arrogance," whispered President Han, beside her. "We cannot appear weak." The ship's doors slid open with a soft hiss. 3 tall figures emerged, their skin a pale blue with faint markings that seemed to shift in the sunlight. The leader stepped forward, nearly 7 feet tall with eyes that reflected light like polished silver. "I am High Commander Taeho of the Galactic Confederation," the alien announced, his voice translated through a small device at his throat. "We come to welcome Earth into our community of worlds." Mina stepped forward and bowed slightly. "I am Dr. Mina Kim. On behalf of humanity, we welcome you to Earth." Over the next week, meetings took place in the grand halls of the United Nations. The aliens brought star charts showing hundreds of inhabited worlds united under their confederation. They spoke of technologies beyond human understanding and offered to help Earth advance. But something in Commander Taeho's manner bothered Mina. He spoke to the human delegates as adults might speak to clever children. "Your development is impressive for a single-planet species," Taeho said during one session. "With our guidance, you might achieve space travel beyond your modest moon landings within a century." President Han nodded gratefully, but Mina noticed his tight grip on his pen. Earth had already sent secret missions beyond Mars, but those records were hidden from all databases the aliens might access. After the meeting, Mina joined the Secret Council in a room swept clean of listening devices. 5 world leaders and 10 top scientists gathered around a table. "They think we're primitive," said Defense Minister Park. "Should we show them the Titan base, the Jupiter stations?" "No," President Han said firmly. "Not yet. Something isn't right. They scan our system but miss our outposts. How is that possible unless they can't see them?" finished Dr. June, the physicist who had pioneered phase shift technology 30 years earlier. "Our dimensional folding works better than we thought. For over a century, humanity had built its greatest achievements in dimensional pockets, spaces that existed alongside normal space but remained invisible to standard detection. What had begun as experimental research had become humanity's greatest advantage when early deep space probes detected signals from predatory civilizations. While maintaining a modest appearance on Earth, humans had constructed vast habitats, research stations, and defense platforms throughout the solar system, all hidden in these phase-shifted spaces. The alien delegation invited Mina to tour their ship the next day. Science Officer Jiwoo guided her through corridors filled with technology that seemed magical. "Your civilization shows promise," Jiwoo said kindly. "Some species take thousands of years to develop digital communications. You did it in just a few centuries." Mina smiled politely. "We have much to learn from advanced races like yours." As they passed a scanning room, Mina noticed a technician looking confused at a screen showing Jupiter's moons. "Strange energy readings," Jiwoo explained, noticing her interest. "Probably natural phenomena we don't understand yet. Our solar system has many mysteries," Mina replied carefully. Later that night, Mina met again with the Secret Council. "They've detected energy leakage from the Europa station," Dr. June reported. "Our phase shift isn't perfect. Small signatures bleed through during power transfers." "What do we do?" asked President Han. "If we reveal too much, we lose our advantage. If we reveal nothing, they might discover our technology by accident and consider us deceptive." Mina thought for a moment. "We need to know their true intentions. First, the Confederation claims to be peaceful, but why send such a large ship for first contact? And why are their weapon systems hidden throughout their vessel?" The Council agreed on a plan. They would gradually reveal small anomalies, testing the aliens' reactions while a team investigated the Confederation's history with other species. 2 days later, Commander Taiho presented Earth with its first gift, a small device that could clean polluted water. "A modest beginning to your advancement," he said proudly. Mina accepted it with appropriate gratitude, even though Earth had developed similar technology decades ago. As she left the meeting, her secure phone vibrated. A message from the hidden Luna Command Center appeared. "Alert. Confederation scout ship approaching Saturn range. Will detect Titan base in 48 hours unless redirected." The game of hiding humanity's true nature was about to become much more difficult. Mina looked back at Commander Taiho, who was watching her with curious eyes. How much did he already suspect? And what would happen when the aliens discovered that humans weren't the simple creatures they appeared to be? The alien science vessel, hovering above Saturn's rings, looked strangely beautiful against the planet's golden glow. Inside, Science Officer Jiwoo frowned at her scanner readings. Something was wrong with the numbers. "Commander Taiho, please join me in the analysis chamber," she called through the ship's communication system. When the tall, blue-skinned commander arrived, Jiwoo pointed to the display showing Saturn's largest moon, Titan. "These energy readings make no sense," she explained. "According to our scans, there should be nothing but methane lakes and ice formations on this moon. Yet we're detecting brief energy pulses every 12.4 hours. Taiho's silver eyes narrowed. "Natural phenomena? Impossible. The pattern is too regular, and the energy signature matches artificial power systems." Back on Earth, Mina received the urgent message from Luna Command while sitting in yet another diplomatic meeting. The aliens were getting too close to discovering the massive human research base hidden beneath Titan's surface. The base existed primarily in phase-shifted space, but its power transfer systems briefly connected with normal space when recharging. "We need more time," President Han whispered when Mina showed him the message. "We still don't know if the Confederation is truly peaceful." That evening, Mina invited Science Officer Jiwoo to share tea in the garden of the UN complex. The alien woman seemed puzzled by the ritual but participated politely. "Your solar system has many interesting features," Jiwoo said between sips, "especially around your outer planets." Mina kept her face calm, though her heart beat faster. "What have you found?" "Energy patterns that shouldn't exist. Perfect geometric formations in asteroid fields. Mathematical anomalies in gravitational readings." Jiwoo set down her cup. "If I didn't know better, I would think someone has been reshaping parts of your system. Perhaps there are natural explanations we haven't discovered yet," Mina suggested. Jiwoo's silver eyes seemed to see right through her. "Perhaps." The next day, disaster struck. A Confederation mining scout, without asking permission, approached a seemingly empty region near Neptune to collect ice samples. The ship crossed an invisible boundary, and suddenly alarms blared in every human command center across the solar system. Hidden automated defense systems, designed to activate only in extreme emergencies, detected the intrusion. Before anyone could override the system, a warning shot from nowhere flashed across the mining scout's bow. In the crisis room beneath the UN building, screens showed the panic aboard the alien vessel. "They've detected weapons fire from empty space," Colonel Hewen reported. "Their scanners are going crazy trying to find the source." "We have no choice now," President Han said. "Dr. June, prepare to reveal Outpost 7, just Outpost 7, nothing else." Hours later, the Confederation's full diplomatic team stood in shocked silence as huge holographic displays showed live footage of a human installation materializing from seemingly empty space near Neptune. The structure was massive, a research station with living quarters for 5,000 people. "This is Outpost 7, Mina explained to the stunned aliens. "One of our research facilities studying deep space phenomena." "Impossible," Commander Taiho whispered. "Our scans showed nothing. There, how can you hide something so large?" Dr. June stepped forward. "Phase shift technology. We've been developing it for over a century. The station exists partially in another dimensional plane." The aliens exchanged alarmed glances. Commander Taiho's usual confidence seemed shaken. "And is this the only such outpost you've built?" he asked carefully. Mina met his silvery gaze without blinking. What do you think, Commander? That night, the Confederation ships gathered in high Earth orbit for an emergency meeting. Human intelligence intercepted fragments of their communications, enough to know they were deeply concerned by what they had discovered. In the secret council room, President Han addressed the gathered leaders. They're scared now. Good. But we need to know more about them before revealing the full extent of our civilization. Mina nodded. Their reaction tells us something important. They've never encountered phase shift technology before. That gives us an advantage. But for how long? Dr. June asked. Now that they know what to look for, they might detect energy, signatures from our other installations. As if confirming his fears, alarm sounded again. Colonel Hyun checked his tablet and paled. A Confederation deep space scanner just activated near Jupiter. They're using new scanning patterns specifically, designed to detect phase-shifted matter. They're hunting for our other outposts, President Han realized. Mina's secure phone chimed with an incoming message from her contact aboard the alien command ship. Jiwoo wanted to meet privately, away from both human and alien observers. The message ended with words that sent chills down Mina's spine. I know what you're hiding from us, and I know why you must. There are things about the Confederation you need to know, things that Commander Taiho is hiding from you. The midnight air felt unusually cold as Mina made her way to the abandoned observatory on the mountain's edge. This was dangerous, meeting an alien officer alone away from security. But Jiwoo's message had seemed genuine. Something about the Confederation wasn't right, and Mina needed answers. She found the alien scientist already waiting inside, her blue skin almost luminous in the darkness. Thank you for coming, Jiwoo said softly. What I'm about to tell you could cost me my life. Why risk it then? Mina asked. Because my species joined the Confederation 800 years ago, and we've been little more than servants since. Jiwoo's silver eyes reflected the moonlight streaming through the dome. The Confederation isn't what it claims to be. She activated a small device that projected star maps into the air between them. These 23 stars once had advanced civilizations, all mysteriously collapsed after joining the Confederation. Their technology was absorbed, and their people gradually reduced to resource providers. Mina's blood ran cold. And Earth? You're different. The dimensional technology you've developed, we've never seen anything like it. The leadership is both frightened and eager to possess it. Back at the UN headquarters, President Han was reaching a difficult decision. Reports showed Confederation ships systematically scanning the solar system with new equipment designed to detect phase-shifted matter. It was only a matter of time before they found everything. We must reveal a portion of our true capabilities, he told the Secret Council. Enough to make them reconsider their approach, but not everything. Colonel Hyun disagreed. Sir, if they're hostile, showing our technology gives away our advantage. If they're hostile, Dr. June countered, hiding will only delay the inevitable. Better to negotiate from a position of known strength. The vote was 7-3 in favor of a controlled revelation. The next morning, Commander Taiho and his officers were invited to a special presentation at what appeared to be an ordinary conference center in downtown Seoul. Today we will share something remarkable with our guests from the stars, President Han announced as they gathered in a large empty room. Dr. June stepped forward with a small remote device. When he pressed the button, the room's walls seemed to fold away like paper, revealing that they were suddenly standing in an enormous chamber that stretched for miles in all directions. Giant machines hummed with power, and thousands of people worked at stations filled with technology clearly beyond anything the aliens had seen on Earth. This is our Central Command for Sol System Operations, Dr. June explained as the aliens stared in shock. It exists primarily in phase-shifted space, which is why your sensors couldn't detect it. Commander Taiho's composure broke. This is impossible. Your species is confined to Earth. Our preliminary scans confirmed primitive technology only. Your scans detected what we allowed them to detect, President Han said calmly. Humanity expanded beyond Earth over a century ago, but we chose to expand sideways into dimensional folds rather than outward, where we might attract unwanted attention. At that moment, huge view screens activated around the chamber, showing live feeds from across the solar system. As they watched, massive structures began phasing into visible existence: space habitats near Venus housing millions, energy collectors around Mercury, manufacturing centers embedded in Mars's moons, research complexes throughout the asteroid belt. "This is approximately 30% of our infrastructure," Mina explained, watching the aliens' faces carefully. "The rest remains hidden for now." Commander Taiho seemed unable to speak, but one of his junior officers whispered in horror, "They're everywhere. They've built around every planet, every moon." Science Officer Jiwoo alone showed no surprise. Instead, she stepped forward and addressed both human and alien leaders. "There's something else you should know," she said, her voice steady despite the risk she was taking. "The reason humans built in phase-shifted space was well-founded." She turned to Commander Taiho. "Tell them about the Harvesters, Commander. Tell them what happens to civilizations that develop too quickly in normal space." Taiho's face darkened with anger. "Science Officer Jiwoo, you forget yourself." "No," she replied. "I remember my people's history, before the Confederation arrived. With its protection." Mina looked from one alien to the other, understanding dawning. "The Confederation doesn't just find new civilizations, does it? It controls which ones thrive and which ones don't." President Han's security team moved closer, hands near their weapons. "Perhaps," Commander Taiho said, regaining his composure, "it's time we had a more honest conversation about humanity's place in the galaxy. The revelation had changed everything. The facade of primitive humanity was gone, and with it, the Confederation's illusion of benevolent superiority. What remained was a dangerous new reality where two powers would need to establish their true relationship, as equals, as enemies, or as something yet undefined." The emergency meeting in the phase-shifted Central Command stretched into its third hour. Human leaders and Confederation representatives sat across from each other at a massive oval table, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. After the revelation of humanity's hidden superstructure, neither side fully trusted the other. "We need to discuss the Harvesters," Mina said firmly, breaking another uncomfortable silence. Commander Taiho's expression darkened. "That information is restricted." "Not anymore," Jiwoo said, standing beside Mina instead of with her Confederation colleagues. "Humans have a right to know what might be coming for them." President Han leaned forward. "We've suspected for decades that something hunts advanced civilizations. It's why we developed phase-shift technology in the first place." Reluctantly, Taiho activated a holographic display showing mechanical entities that resembled massive insects, with hundreds of appendages. "The Harvesters are ancient. Some believe they were created millions of years ago by a species long extinct. They detect energy signatures from advanced technology and consume it. And its creators. They're coming, aren't they?" Dr. June asked quietly. "Someone in the Confederation has already alerted them about Earth." Taiho's silence was answer enough. Colonel Hyun burst into the room, his face grim. "Long-range sensors have detected multiple objects accelerating toward our solar system. Configuration unknown, but they're moving faster than any recorded ship." "How long do we have?" President Han asked. 3 days, maybe 4. The room erupted into urgent activity. Mina noticed Jiwoo pulling up technical data on her tablet. "The Harvesters can detect normal space technology easily," the alien scientist explained, "but they might not sense your phase-shifted structures." "Might not?" Mina asked. "They're adaptable. No one has survived long enough to study their full capabilities." In the following days, Earth's hidden military mobilized. Ships emerged from dimensional pockets throughout the solar system. Defense platforms activated around every planet. The Confederation representatives watched in awe as humanity's true military might became visible, far beyond what they had imagined possible. Commander Dae-hyun, head of Earth's Space Defense Force, directed operations from the Jupiter Command Center. "Deploy phase-shift disruptors at these coordinates," he ordered, highlighting points on a tactical display. "If these harvesters can't detect our phase-shifted technology, Let's use that advantage. On the third day, they came. The first harvester vessel appeared near Pluto, a massive ship that seemed to be made of interlocking metal segments, constantly shifting into new configurations. It emitted no signals, no radiation, nothing to indicate it was built by intelligent life. Soon 5 more appeared, then a dozen. They're scanning the system, reported a sensor officer, focusing on normal space. The trap was set. As the harvesters approached Neptune, they detected what appeared to be an isolated human outpost, deliberately made visible as bait. The lead harvester ship altered course, metal appendages extending from its hull like hungry fingers. "Wait for it," Commander Daehyun said softly, watching the tactical display. "Wait." When the harvester was fully committed to its approach, Daehyun gave the order. Now. Phase shift disruptors activated around the outpost. The space around the harvester vessel suddenly folded, trapping it in a pocket between dimensions where human weapons could target it effectively. For the first time in recorded history, a harvester was vulnerable. Earth ships emerged from phase-shifted space, weapons blazing. The harvester fought back with stunning ferocity, its technology far more advanced than anything the Confederation possessed. But it couldn't escape the dimensional trap. In Central, Command Mina and Jiwoo watched the battle unfold on the main screen. Commander Taiho stood nearby, his expression unreadable. "You knew," Mina said to him. "You've seen this before." "Every rising civilization faces this test," Taiho admitted. "Most fail. And the Confederation? Do you help them or do you just watch them die?" Before Taiho could answer, the screen flashed with brilliant light. The trapped harvester had been destroyed, but the others were changing formation, adapting their approach. "They're learning," Jiwoo warned, adjusting to detect phase-shifted matter. A junior officer rushed to Commander Daehyun with an urgent report. "Sir, we've traced the harvester's command signals. They're being directed from within the solar system." All eyes turned to the Confederation ship still in orbit around Earth. "Not us," Taiho said quickly, seeing the accusation in their faces. "But I fear I know who. The elders of our Confederation have always had special interest in promising species." "Your leaders sent these things?" President Han demanded. "Not exactly sent," Taiho replied. "More like unleashed. The harvesters are a test and a tool. Those who survive are worthy of real partnership. Those who don't become resource worlds," Jiwoo finished bitterly. "Like my home world." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. This wasn't just a battle for survival. It was a test humanity never agreed to take. And somewhere in orbit, someone was controlling the ancient weapons aimed at Earth. The final battle for Earth's solar system raged across space. The harvesters had adapted to detect phase-shifted matter, forcing human ships to constantly shift between dimensional states to avoid destruction. Commander Daehyun's fleet suffered heavy losses but kept fighting with remarkable determination. On Earth, Mina and President Han confronted Commander Taiho with evidence that the harvesters were receiving commands from the Confederation's main diplomatic vessel. "This ends now," President Han demanded. "Call them off or we will consider your entire delegation hostile." Taiho looked genuinely troubled. "I cannot. Only the elders have that authority." "Then take us to them," Mina said. Within an hour, a small, human team including Mina, Dr. June, and a security detail boarded Taiho's ship. Jiwoo joined them, risking everything to stand against her own leadership. They traveled to the massive command vessel hiding behind Earth's moon. The Confederation elders were not what Mina expected. 3 ancient beings waited in a chamber filled with strange technology. They appeared almost translucent, their bodies seeming to shift between solid and energy forms. "You have interfered with a necessary process," the lead elder said, its voice echoing strangely. "Emerging species must be tested. The strong survive, the weak serve." "You have no right to test us," Mina replied. "Humanity never agreed to your rules. All species are subject to the natural order," another elder stated coldly. "For 1,000,000 years we have ensured only the worthy advance." While they spoke, Dr. June quietly activated a phase shift device he had brought. The room's edges began to blur as he created a dimensional pocket around them. "What is this?" the third elder demanded, noticing the change. "A demonstration," Dr. June explained. "You control the harvesters through quantum entanglement signals, but those signals can't penetrate a complete phase shift." Outside the ship, the harvesters suddenly stopped attacking. Without commands, they drifted aimlessly in space. The lead elder's form flickered with what might have been rage. "Release us immediately." "First," Mina said, "you will send the harvesters away. Then we talk about a new relationship between Earth and the Confederation, as equals." The standoff lasted hours, but finally, the elders yielded. From their chamber, they sent commands recalling the harvester fleet. Human sensors confirmed the ancient weapons were leaving the solar system. 2 weeks later, representatives from 50 Confederation worlds gathered in the now-revealed Central Command for an unprecedented meeting. The truth about the elders and their use of the harvesters had spread through the Confederation, causing outrage among many member species. "For too long, we've lived under the shadow of the elders' tests," a representative from Jiwoo's homeworld declared. "Many of our worlds were reduced to resource providers after failing these tests. This must end." Commander Taiho, who had broken with the elders, stood beside Mina. "Humanity has shown us another way. Their phase shift technology offers protection against the harvesters. They could have kept this advantage to themselves but instead offer to share it." President Han addressed the gathering. "Earth proposes a new galactic order, one based on cooperation, not domination. One where technology is shared, not hoarded. One where no species tests another without consent." The vote was nearly unanimous. The elders were removed from power and confined to their homeworld. A new galactic council was formed with representatives from all member worlds, including Earth. Jiwoo was chosen as the chief science officer, tasked with sharing phase shift technology throughout the galaxy. 6 months later, Mina stood with Taiho on an observation deck overlooking the construction of a massive structure near Alpha Centauri, the first joint human-alien habitat built using phase shift technology. "It's beautiful," Taiho said, watching as sections of the habitat phased between dimensions, creating spaces larger inside than they appeared from the outside. "This is just the beginning," Mina replied. "Imagine habitats like this around every star, housing trillions of beings living in peace." "My people were wrong about humans," Taiho admitted. "We thought you were primitive because you hadn't expanded visibly. We never considered that true advancement might mean moving in different directions than we expected." The habitat's main section completed its shift, becoming fully visible for the first time. A magnificent structure of curved metal and crystal that seemed to flow between dimensions. Ships from a dozen worlds approached to witness the moment. "To the new galactic order," Mina said. "To humanity," Taiho added, "who taught the galaxy to look between the stars, not just at them."